What is going on, everyone? This is Brandon Turner, and I want to talk today about not necessarily the coronavirus thing that's going on right now, but I want to talk about you. You. Basically, how you're reacting during this time, how you're stepping up, how you're taking the most advantage of the situation. And I mean that in a good way. Meaning, how are you improving your life? How are you stepping up? As my performance coach, Jason, who I'm going to bring on here in a second, says, how are you showing up in your life right now? And so, like every other week we do this. We've been doing a series on like mindset. And today we're talking a little bit about, I guess you could call it the mindset of showing up. In other words, I'll let Jason explain. So I'm going to bring him in right now. And we'll do some Q&A as well, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about showing up. And I think he's got 5 steps to... 5 steps to bringing out your best. What's up, Jason?
Hey, man. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Good. Well, cool. What's been new in your world? Everybody a lockdown down in California?
Well, we're still in mourning right now because my wife and I were supposed to be on vacation in 2 days. So
you were supposed to be coming here, right?
I was supposed to go to Hawaii on vacation, to get some shave ices, right? I haven't quite understood the ice cream under the shave ice. I guess I'm more traditionalist. Yeah, I'm more traditionalist,
It'll change your mind. It'll change your life, actually, is what it'll do.
Yeah, I don't know how locked down we are here. I'm about 30 minutes outside Sacramento, so it's not like we're in LA or New York or anything. So I kind of go out all the time, so people are still going around. I go to the store every chance I get, We go to the In-N-Out drive-through. Mm-hmm. Yeah, In-N-Out Burger, which I don't know. Do you know what In-N-Out Burger is?
I do. I'm not as big of a fan as other people are of it, but I do like it In-N-Out when I come to California more because it's the only time I get it is when I'm visiting California, so... Yeah.
In-N-Out Burger, if I was going to leave the area, that'd be a big part of my decision-making process is In-N-Out Burger being gone.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, out here in Hawaii, we got a place called Teddy's, and it's pretty phenomenal. They only have one on Maui, though, but yeah, good stuff. Well, man, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about showing up. What do you mean by showing up?
Showing up, right? It's kind of this cliche coaching line, but really, how are you showing up on a day-to-day basis, right? Are you coasting? Are you hibernating? Are you doing what's possible? Are you going crazy? Are you being you? Are you living to your potential? Because, what if this right now is not just this weird inconvenience, but what if this is this time that changes your life for the better? Because we often have this idea of what is possible and what we can do, and then there's what we do. And some parts of our life, those match, and other parts, they don't, right? What if you decided to make all of those parts of your life match? Do what you say you're going to do. Show up at the level you're supposed to show up, right? What's going to happen? Because I think a lot of the success I've had, and most of the success I've had in my life has come when I decided to start showing up as a better version of myself, right? Mm-hmm. And it's really kind of a decision and a choice. And as I've been trying to share coaching perspectives over the past month for people who seem to be in all sorts of different places, the response seems to be they like kind of getting pushed a little bit, right? So take this as the call where we push you a little bit more, right? Because it's easy to be comfortable at home. It's easy to sleep in right now. It's easy to sit here, but there's what you can do, and then there's what you actually do, right? So that's where the topic came from.
There's a comment here that says, Jaden said, "This is my opportunity. I feel like I've been comfortable for too long, and now this market crash is what I need to kick my butt in gear." I love that attitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so many people are just content being I use the analogy a lot of times of driving a car, right? Where most people are content driving getting driven in an Uber, and by Uber I mean that's your life, driving you around, whatever happens. This is you're just reacting and not showing up. Again, I like that phrase.
Yeah.
You're just you're not being the leader of your life. You're not being the guide. You're just sitting in the back seat and you're why is everything going like this? Well, it's because you're not showing up to your full potential. So. Yesterday or a couple of days ago, somebody asked me the question about you. They actually asked me about you. They said, because they were thinking about signing up for your coaching, and they said, I want to know what you think about Jason. And I said, what's funny is a good coach asks a lot of questions. A good coach does a couple of things, but a good coach, one of the things they do is ask a lot of questions. So it's almost like therapy, right? I'm just I talk a lot. And by the way, for those who don't know, Jason is my performance coach. So we do coaching. He helps work through a lot of stuff in my life, has been for a number of years now. And I said, a coach does a couple of good things. One, they ask a lot of questions. And 2, they challenge you and push you to go to the next level, or to live your to show up, to live your truth up. And I thought for those two things, like, yeah, Jay, I mean, you were awesome at it, because like you don't have to be. I mean, like, you understand the basics of real estate, but you're not my real estate coach. You're not telling me, okay, this is what I want you to do to flip this house. Because what I need to do is be encouraged not to play small, not to let my fear drive my decisions. And that's why I think that today's lesson is so important. So we're going to jump into this right now, I guess, just how to bring out your best, because I think it's something that you are uniquely qualified to help people do. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks. All right. So am I reading the list, or are you reading the list?
Why don't I let you made the list, so why don't we go through the list? Number 1, what do you got? First, so 5 steps to bring out your best. Number 1.
Number 1, embrace new opportunities.
What do you mean?
Embrace new opportunities. Embrace new opportunities, right? Because we can often end up with a model of success that means like, okay, I buy this type of property, I put it in this type of house in this particular market, and if we start to get tunnel vision on our success, right? Right now, we're learning more than anything that everything that we held to be true a month ago is out the window. Right? Everything's out the window right now, but that doesn't mean opportunities stop. So if you are looking right now, operating day to day like you were before, you may not find any new opportunities, right? Maybe there's opportunities to actually to move in a different direction in real estate. Or maybe there's directions to assist people or to help people or make money. Maybe there's opportunities to create a revenue stream from a radically different direction, right? Because the thing that most people don't know is, from coaching like hundreds of business owners over the past like 7 years, the only difference between people that started a business and the people that didn't is they started a business. Like, that's it, right?
Yeah.
And real estate investing is one way, and service-based businesses are very easy to open. Very easy to open. You want to make $5,000 a month? Find 50 people to give you $100 a month, okay? Or five people to give you $1,000 a month. That's like, it's so easy to make money. Literally, well, I don't have to have a corporation. Like, literally, get a PayPal account and file your taxes as a sole prop, right?
Yep.
There's so many ways to make money. So be open, because there's radical new opportunities right now, right?
Yeah, actually, I read something this morning. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because I thought it was so good. Give me half a second here while I pull it up. It was on my Facebook. It was Jay Scott. So Jay Scott is the host of the BiggerPockets business podcast. And he said, let's see, Jay Scott. Oh, where is it? Hold on. All right, here we go. He said, listen up, entrepreneurs. What 2008 through 2011 was for real estate, 2020 to 2023 is going to be for business entrepreneurs. How many current real estate investors are kicking themselves because they didn't take advantage of the collapse in the real estate market after the Great Recession? How many people look back and think, I wish I would have made millions if I would have started when everyone else was too scared to come in? Well, over the next few months and years, there's going to be 1 million small businesses closing shop for good. Many won't come back after the current health crisis and lockdown. Others will try to recover but will never gain their traction back. And hundreds of thousands of business owners will likely decide that now is a great time to retire and sell off their company. All this is going to leave a huge void in supply for many industries, and an opportunity for entrepreneurs who are looking to build or buy a small business. I thought that was really cool, because like this is such a massive opportunity for people if you think about it in that way, that this is an opportunity, not an obstacle. Yeah.
It is, right? And it's that perspective, right? Are you seeing, is the meaning of the situation something bad, or is it something good? Like, this is an opportunity, right? Because that determines what you're going to see. And most people don't realize is that everybody is a master at something. Everybody's a master at something. And most people are so good at this thing, they just do it naturally. They don't think there's any value in it. But the reality is, what your greatest gift to other people is probably the business you should start that people will pay for. Like your greatest gift. And it may be giving coaching advice. It may be talking to kids. It may be something else. But it's basic. If you want to start a business, because I remember like it was like 17 years ago when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it woke me up. And then I got like the Dolph DeRue's book, and I'm getting into real estate investing, and then I started businesses, and I had no idea what business to start. So if you want to start a business, start whatever business you can. Like where is an opportunity to help people, where you can add value to the transaction? What service can you provide where they will pay you, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways, right? You know, my entire business, I run from my home office. I never leave here, right? So you can make money from everywhere. And with this change here, we've really solidified the online or work from home anywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's going to be just a massive shift happening. And so this is the time where it's like when you like to bring out your best, like recognize like there's a shift happening in the entire world right now. Like everyone's working from home. So like I mean this is something just like between like you and I have talked about this in the past a little bit, and I'm not going to do it yet, but because it's a distraction right now. But like I'm one of the better like bigger webinar people in the world. Like I do more webinars than probably any other person on the planet. Like I don't say that like I'm just like mathematically. I'm pretty sure I've taught more people than anybody else on the planet on webinars. I should be teaching people right now how to do webinars to sell like on webinars because I'm like I'm good at it. That's an opportunity that more and more people are realizing. I got to find a way to bring my business online. Like that's a way I could serve people. Now I'm not going to do it right now because I'm really head down focused on the mobile home park business. But that's a huge opportunity where I could make a ton of money. I could probably bring in a 6 or 7 figure income just off of teaching webinar sales. But because it's an opportunity. So like, where's that opportunity in your life? That's a good question. So
it is, and a lot of times it's something you're excited about, right? It's what are you excited about? Excitement is often a good indication of intuition. So if there's something exciting, what's opportunity? And literally just once a week, go, what's life bringing me today? Where's an opportunity? Ideas are there. There's everywhere.
Yeah, that's good. All right, well, number 2. So number 1 was embrace new opportunities. What do you got for number 2?
Number 2, do what is right, not what is easy. Right?
What do you mean?
Do what is right. Do what is right, not what's easy. Like, for example, you could sit on your couch and watch some more episodes of Tiger King. I only made it through half of the first episode.
Oh man, it's so funny.
You could watch Tiger King,
ridiculous.
or you could do a yoga exercise. You could do something useful, right?
Yeah.
Or one of the things I love to ask my clients, and they're like, okay, I read this book, and I read this book, and I read this business book, and this book, and I'm like, what's the last book you read on parenting? And it's like crickets.
I know, isn't that crazy? I've asked the same thing to people.
When's the last parenting book you read, right? It's easy to focus all your time on your business and everything. It's right to focus more on time on parenting your children, right? Because it's like, how are you showing up? Maybe you don't go to the office anymore, and maybe your business is shut down. Maybe the opportunity for you is to raise your parenting game, raise your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend game. What is the right thing you should do right now? And sometimes sometimes the right thing is actually just a simple decision. Maybe it's calling somebody. Maybe it's helping somebody. What is the right thing to do right now? Maybe it's not spreading fear. Maybe it's not reading and sharing posts that are unsubstantiated, other stuff right there. Maybe it's leaving an extra roll of 12-pack toilet paper on the shelf when you go to buy one, right?
That's funny.
But the thing is, you know what the right thing is. You know.
Yeah.
There's a voice inside you.
And it's not always comfortable, but like, okay, so I got this message. So I subscribe to this service called My Body Tutor. We've probably talked about it before, where every day I upload what I ate that day and what I worked out, and then every morning I wake up with feedback from like a coach, a fitness coach, who tells me, maybe try cutting out the peanut butter this day, or maybe you can do this instead. Just a little piece of advice every single morning I get, and I really like this thing a lot. I've lost like 40 pounds doing it, but I'm still not great at it. I still cheat all the time. So yesterday I ate. So let me just. I'm gonna say what I said yesterday. So yesterday I said I was planning on being so good today with food, and then my wife. I walked in the kitchen. My wife had made warm, amazing these like molasses like or gingerbread cookies. They're amazing, right? And like the good thing is I only held to like 1.5 cookies. I was pretty good with it, right? And this is what my coach wrote me today. He said, "I'm glad you kept it to 1.5 cookies. That's good control. But man, we can't say yes to this kind of stuff every time it's around, or it'll be impossible to lean out. We need to embrace that discomfort of not giving in." If we want the cravings to get easier. And so like in other words, like I love that we need to embrace the discomfort, which is the exact opposite of what most people in the world do. Is how do I make this easier? Yeah. Like if you want to get in shape, you got to embrace discomfort. If you want to build a business, you got to embrace discomfort. If it's doing the right thing. Obviously don't do stupid stuff that's uncomfortable, but yeah, sometimes doing the right thing is uncomfortable. We have to embrace that as entrepreneurs.
And once you start doing that, it gets a lot easier. It's literally the first decision. And it's actually a decision. It's momentary. And a lot of times when you're not making that decision, the pain of not making it over time is exponentially more emotionally painful than the fact of just doing what needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Number 3?
Yeah. Number 3, do what you say you're going to do. Do what you say you're going to do. I kind of believe that every time you do what you say you're going to do, your confidence increases. And every time you don't say what you're going to do, your confidence decreases.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I heard this speech. So there was a speech by a guy named David Osborne that happened last year at BPCon, at BiggerPockets Conference 2019. And he was talking about, basically said this point is you got to do what you're saying going to do. And he said, but here's the twist. And I had never thought about this before he said it. He said, you don't do that because it's good for business, even though it is. You don't do that because it's good for you and you make more money. You do it because if you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you are training your mind to not believe yourself. So then it becomes easier and easier to lie to yourself and be okay with that. And so his point was like, your subconscious is just not going to believe you're conscious anymore. Like your front person, your back person's not going to believe it. So when you say, I'm going to lose weight, your subconscious is like, no, you're not. I'm going to build that business. Nah, man, you're not. But if your subconscious believes you're conscious because you always do what you're going to say you're going to do, it's not just about building trust with other people. It's about building trust with yourself. And I just like, when he said that, I was like, that's so true. Like, yeah, do what you say you're going to do for yourself.
It's a big thing, right? Because when I talk to a client immediately who wants something and doesn't have it, I can tell they're in a pattern of setting a big goal and not following through and being okay with that, because as soon as they don't hit that big goal, they'll just set another big goal to feel better and not follow through again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if have I told you about when I ate dog food? Have I told you about when I ate dog food?
No.
So I'll tell you. So real quick, I'll tell you my dog food eating story. Right. So when I was a Tony Robbins coach in 2014, just started in 2013, 2014, I'm a new coach. Left my good paying tech job. Had a 6-month-old baby. Was on food assistant from the state. We were struggling financially so bad, but I couldn't not be a coach. And I was talking to a buddy of mine who was on my team, and he was a coach. He's an amazing coach, and we started coaching me. And he goes, well, how much do you like to make this week in your personal coaching business? And I had just started networking in the Chamber of Commerce in Rockland and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I'd like to make $2,000. And he goes, okay, make $2,000. I'm like, done. And he goes, okay, and now go to the Tony Robbins coaching team internal Facebook page and tell everybody on there that you're going to make $2,000 this week. And I'm like, and he's like, do it. And like literally the words stuck. They were like, wouldn't come out of my mouth. And he goes, don't you want $2,000 this week? I'm like, yeah, I do. And he goes, well, then do it. And tell them if you don't do it, you're going to eat dog food. And I froze. And he said to me, and he knew my son Dash was 3 years old at the time. And he goes, okay, let's imagine Jason, because he knew I was stuck. And he goes, Jason, just imagine 10 years from now, Dash is hanging out after school with his junior high buddies. And they're asking him, hey, Dash, why do you live with your grandma? And they say, oh, we live with our grandma because my dad wasn't willing to eat dog food to create financial independence. And was like this like punch in the gut to me, and I just went ugh. And he says, or do you want Dash to be saying, hey, we live this amazing life because my dad was willing to do anything to create financial success? And I said, yes, I'm in. And I literally put it on the Facebook page, and I did it, and like I felt my gut was twisting in knots for days and days and days. But anyway, come Friday night, I actually closed $2,200 in business that week. The target was $2,000 to $2,200, but they all didn't pay till Monday, and I wasn't going to screw it up by trying to force payment, so technically I failed, right?
Yep.
So I went to go do the challenge, and in that moment I had this breakthrough. I went, and it's not like the nice dog food that looks like meat with ketchup on. No, liver generic out of the can with a spoon. Oh. So what I didn't know is it has chunks of bones in it, right? Generic dog food does. So I literally, this video is on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I recorded it.
Funny.
So I basically decided in that moment that I'm eating this dog food because I said so, not as a punishment. I said I'm doing something disgusting because I said so. And I got through about 75% of the can, maybe 60% before it started to come back up, and it worked. And that was like end of Q1 2014. At the end of June 2014, I was the number one coach on the team out of 120 coaches at Robbins, and their top metric after that. And it just transformed everything. Because what actually happened during that time is the part of me that said it was okay to set a goal and not follow through died. Mm-hmm. I executed that person, and that's what I did to get through. And now I may not have achieved everything that I want to achieve so far, but everything I decide I'm going to achieve, I do.
Yeah.
So it's good. Like there's a certainty there. Like when you get to because when you make a decision, it happens. If it's not happening, you haven't made the decision to do it. It's that simple. It's really that simple.
Yeah, right? That's good. I've been meaning to write, like I'm contracted to write another book for BiggerPockets, and it's gonna be on multifamily real estate. And I've been thinking about, right? I mean, I've been talking about it, I've been planning it for 6 months now, but I haven't started writing yet, so I haven't decided yet, right? Like I haven't made the decision. It's still like I'm gonna do it. And I'll even say it right now. Here, I'll eat dog food if it's not out. But I mean, it's gonna be a year before it comes out. But it's due by like July 1st, I think. So I gotta start writing my 1,000 words a day. But yeah, you guys will see. Like, I mean, those following me on Instagram here, like you'll see. Like, I'll start posting it daily, how many words I'm writing every day, because I'm gonna get it done. But yeah, there's just such power in doing what you say you're gonna do, like integrity. And again, not just for other people, but for yourself. Like, are you gonna be somebody who shows up because you say you're gonna do it? Yeah, huge, man. Really good.
And it creates this like frequency you operate from, and it literally transforms people around you. Like literally, you'll start attracting those type of people, right? And it doesn't mean you have to start with doing crazy things. Just do what you say you're gonna do, and if you're not gonna do it, just don't say it. It's that simple.
Yeah,
it's a standard.
Yeah. I mean, there's a famous quote that says like, it's easier to work out 7 days a week than it is 3 days a week or 5 days a week, because like that consistency of just showing up. It's like I always work out. I show up every single time. So at the beginning of the quarter, I said I was going to work out 75 times, which is 6 times a week in quarter one. And like there were nights where I was working out at 11 o'clock at night because I said I was going to do it. And I knew that I just know my personality, if I let that slip, like I will, like if I even give a little bit, I will just completely fail at it. Like, I have to be consistent. I have to show up every single time. I have to just keep doing it. Otherwise, I just won't. So, yeah, it's like I have to go all the way or not at all, because there is no, like, I sometimes work out, sometimes don't in my head. So, yeah.
Yeah, you open the door. As soon as you let it slide, you open the door. Right?
Yeah. Cool. All right, number 4. What do you got?
Number 4, focus on the short term and the long term, right? Right now, there's only so much short term you can focus on. You know, a lot of the clients I coach are real estate investors, and they're like, you know, one of the guys I coach is a pretty amazing broker. I think you may have connected with Kirk before, but you know, he's predicting a 50% market drop in 6 months, right? Like, so and he's got a Facebook group where he's giving out lots of his mortgage news and stuff like that, which would be cool. If anybody wants to join, send me a message. But like, you do focus on what you can right now. And if you're an investor and you're looking at properties and you got cash and you're worried the market's going to drop, like, well, then maybe you can't do that right now. What else are you going to do, right? Like, focus on something else. So you may have to be more strategic in your longer term play. And maybe there isn't anything to do in business right now, so you focus more on health or your relationship or something else.
I think that's a great point of like right now could be, maybe it's not a great time to buy real estate. I mean, I think it's fine. I'm still buying it. But like, if I was brand new, if I had no money, no backup, like I'd be a little nervous right now. I want to drop all my life savings into something. So maybe right now I'd be focused on some other things, like, hey, I'm going to go and start a contracting business, or I'm going to go and work on, because like at least I can do that with little overhead, let's say, or I'm going to go start maybe a coaching business, or like you said, I'm gonna just get in shape. I'm gonna use this time to make sure, or I'm gonna deepen the relationship with my spouse, because I know that that's gonna benefit me for the next 20 years if I can build that better. So we're gonna go back to the basics right now, and who cares about the real estate? That'll come in 6 months from now. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Because remember, we know that unfortunately, volume of work doesn't equal volume of results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've seen some clients grow their business by balancing out their life. Right? Yeah. By balancing your health, balancing your relationship. Getting into balance, you can go faster in balance versus expanding your, focusing 100% on business and then fixing your personal life, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you have more time to focus in those areas, right? Doesn't mean you're going to get lower results in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the balancing thing. Like, I mean, I think it's impossible to achieve like perfect balance, right? We can't just always be happy and whatever. But like, I have this constant focus in my life, and I know you as well, is like balancing. It's like always asking that question, like, how am I doing? Am I being a good father right now? Am I being a good spouse right now? Am I also doing good in business? And like, trying to keep that balance, because when I'm balanced, for the most part, when I'm staying like in balance, like I'm just generally happier, and every single area then is doing better. And so everything's just doing a little better. So yeah, I'm a big believer in balance. So thanks for saying that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
next
number 5, last one.
Number 5, we kind of talked about this a little bit, but it's grow where you can, and also be where you need to be.
What do you mean?
Be where you need to be. like, if there's somebody around you that needs you right now and your presence is needed that has nothing to do with business or real estate, then be there, right? If you need to rest, then you need to rest. Me, I've been kind of grinding really hard for a few months. For the past couple weeks, I haven't really done much else because I needed to rest.
Yeah.
Sometimes the fastest way to move forward is to rest. So maybe you need to slow down a little bit. Maybe the slow down is actually a gift because, prior to this period we're in right now, how many people did you know were overworked?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many people.
Overworked, wanted a break.
Yep.
Now we got it, right? So be where you can be. Maybe right now you need to spend some time slowing down. Maybe you need to rest. Maybe you need to take care of your body in a different way. Maybe you need to be more healthy and do what you say you do. Right?
Yeah. I know it's one thing I really want to use this time now. I mean, I'm still growing the mobile home park business. I'm still raising money. I'm still flipping a house right now. But my main focus, and you and I was going to talk to you about this tomorrow when we do our coaching call, is I need to use this time to get to finish the fitness that I started 2 years ago. In other words, what I mean that is I'm so close to where I wanted to for my goal, and I find myself slipping back because of they call it the Corona 15. I've heard that. It's like the freshman 15. It's the Corona, I find myself just in the house, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll eat another one of these protein bars or this chocolate cookie or whatever. And I'm like, I want to use this time. This is where I want to focus right now. This is where I need to be at this point. Is focusing on that just as much as I'm focusing on others. Because if I'm so close to getting there, and I don't want to lose that momentum. So, yeah, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
Be
man.
where you can be. Yeah. So, do you want to open some questions? I had a couple questions come up. So again, that was a perspective about the market that a broker I know. If you're interested in his perspective, send me a direct message. His name is Kirk Jaffe, Jaffe. He's got a Facebook group. You can message me and I'll send you the link as well.
Yeah, did you say
Super
that
smart.
real estate dropping 50% or rates 50%? What was his prediction?
He said real estate.
Interesting.
He was basing it off of a 10%. I don't know. I'm not a more real estate person. 10% default on mortgages and, something like that compared to 2008. But that was his perspective there. So information, gather the information you can, align. But that doesn't mean you can't be successful, right? Because everybody's in their own frequency of success, right? And then somebody asked a question earlier about comfort zone, right? How do I move past my comfort zone, right? Very simply, don't expect it to be comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, right? It's not going to be. In certain personality styles, with disc profiles, we got the DISC. S's and C's a lot of times don't like discomfort less than other styles do, right? So how do you move through discomfort? You take a deep breath, you put on your big boy pants, and you do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I find a good thing that when there's something that I'm super uncomfortable doing, for example, showing up to jujitsu the first time and the second time and the third time, just super uncomfortable, right? The trick that I do in my head is anytime I start to get anxiety about that thing or uncomfortable or whatever, I just it sounds stupid, but I just force myself to think about something else, and then I just keep moving. It's I know that I'm nervous about it or I'm fearful about whatever the thing is, and I just think about something else. I just keep going because as long as I don't focus on it, that's when I get into that downward spiral of fear and anxiety, and it just gets worse and worse. So instead, I'm just I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about the the football game that was on last night, and I just force my mind not to, because I have to break that pattern. Because that's what it is. It's this cycle that just gets more and more anxiety and more irritation. So that's what works for me is I just stop thinking about it and just do it anyway. Just keep moving forward. Yeah. A good example, actually, when I'm running, when I go jogging, I do the same path almost every time I jog. I leave my house, I live on the side of a hill. I go up the hill, then I go down a mile or a mile and a half or so, and then so it's all pretty easy. Then I go down the entire hill, which is pretty easy, obviously. Then I go back a mile and a half back straight, pretty easy. So I have to end with going up the hill because I live towards the top of the hill. So I have to end with going up, and that's the hardest part. And it sucks because I'm already worn out. I've just ran 3-4 miles, and I'm oh, it's hot. It's 100 degrees, and I'm running. But the way I get through it is, one, I listen to headphones, I listen to music or something like that, and I stare at my feet, and I just put one foot in front of the other. I just don't allow myself to think about how crappy it feels, and I just look at my feet, and I just listen to the music, or I listen to the audiobook, and I just keep moving. And before I know it, I'm at the top of the hill. I'm whoa, because I didn't. If I look up the hill, I just get overwhelmed. I'm oh, there's so much to do. But instead, I just look at my feet, look right in front of me. Where am I going the next step? And so,
Yeah.
it's like Frozen 2, the movie Frozen 2. We watch a lot of that in my house. They talk about when you can't see the future, all you can do is the next right thing, is what that line in the movie. And all you can do is just like the next step. I'm just going to move another step forward. So, yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
That's good. That's good. Any other questions? Anybody?
There's one that says, would you consider refinancing or wait a while? I mean, there's no way of knowing like where rates are going. Personally, like I'm refinancing my house right now because I got a rate that was half a point lower than what I was at. And it's going to save me $600 a month. Could rates go down again? They could. I could always refinance again later if I had to. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if financially speaking, if you think you can save a lot of money, a lot more than it costs. I mean, it's going to cost me $10,000 to refi, but saving $600 a month, it's going to pay itself off in a couple of years. That's a good return for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah. If you can make your payments go down, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Ooh, I like that, Jaden. What are you doing on a daily basis to maintain positivity? Ooh, that's good. You want to start?
Why don't you? No, you answer that one first.
All right. So this is hard. So there were 2 days last week. I mean, I'll be real with everyone. There was like 2 days last week where I was struggling. Like I was like, all day I was miserable and I was grumpy and I got in an argument with my wife a couple times throughout the day. Like nothing major, just enough that we were like nitpicking. And I just knew it was just like this, like this heaviness of everything going on. We can't leave the house and all that. And I was just like so negative, and I just felt like I had no motivation. I didn't want to make videos. I didn't want to go and do podcasts. I didn't want to do anything. What led that, though, when I looked back at the situation afterwards and when I kind of got through a couple of days of just being down, I realized, one, I didn't sleep very well either of those nights. Like lack of rest will cause you to feel that way, first of all. So I've been trying like hard to get to bed earlier, and I always feel better when I do that. So that's a big thing for me, is like just that rest, like getting rest. Like you always say, Jason, like if you feel like, yeah, like your body might just be telling you need to slow down and rest. And so I did that. Like we rested. And I also like, in that resting, I kind of told myself it's okay for a few days to not be Mr. Brandon intentional, like write every goal for the morning. I'm going to get it. Like, I just said, you know what? I'm going to like just hang out for the day and not be so like A-type and driven. And that helped until I was out of it. Then I was back into it driven, and it was even more driven than it was beforehand. But yeah, I needed that. It's like sometimes you need something when you're running a marathon, you just got to stop and walk for a few minutes.
Yeah, and what I would say is, the question was, I think, what do you do on a daily basis to stay positive? Yeah. Allow yourself to not be positive. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a big feeler. I'm very sensitive to energies and things like that. And whether you all know this or not, you and everybody else, we're all part of the whole. Yeah. There's a collective energy, right? For like, it doesn't feel like it as much now, but 2 weeks ago it felt like 9/11. For those of you that are old enough to remember that, like it felt like 9/11. So it almost feels like there's these waves, right? I don't know if you've noticed, you're feeling great, then you're feeling like this. And it's like, it's almost like there's a processing of energy. I don't know if it's that collective is growing or whatever, but the thing is, like, if you start to resist where you need to go, you may need to go down a little bit, because it may be some rest, there may be some healing, there may be something there that you need to process. Because a lot of times sitting in a negative emotion will process it. The next time you sit in it, it doesn't get as deep, and the next time is as deep. So allow yourself to go where you need to go. And if you find you're not leveling back out, I would move your body a little bit. Look what you're putting in your brain. Are you watching too much mainstream news and things like that, and watching death counts? And then also, like, what is the meaning you're giving this, right? And really focus, right? Focus determines everything.
Yeah. Right? On that note, I mean, that was a big part of what I think led to my kind of just 2 kind of bummer days, was I was spending way more time than I should have on Facebook. It was just like sucking me into like reading not just bad news, but just morons, you know, like you're just reading like just a bunch like morons on every side of the spectrum. Like, and I'm just like, like losing my faith in humanity. They're just like reading stuff. And then like, I just found it too easy to get sucked into that. And that made me feel like crap as well. And then like lack of movement, like you said, like just getting your body, like this morning I woke up and I wasn't feeling real great. And I went down and just did like 20 push-ups on the floor, and then continued my morning. And I felt so much better after just doing like 20 push-ups. So
Yeah. And if your breathing is also good, if you're not feeling good and you're panicking, you're probably not breathing.
Yeah.
You're probably breathing shallow. So breathing exercises, you can practice box breathing exercises.
What's a box?
Those are good.
What's box breathing?
Box breathing is where you it's a 4-count breath where you inhale, hold your breath, exhale, hold your breath. Okay, and you use the same count of seconds for each one. Like inhale for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, hold out for 3 seconds. And you could use 3, 5, 6, or whatever. But that gets you into your body. What I like to do is I like to just kind of like breathe. Like I exhale, and I just kind of imagine I'm pulling all of me into my heart. And then I take my next breath open. I open my heart wide open, like visually. So it's into your heart wide open. If you do that 3 times, it completely quiets your brain, your ego shuts down, it gets you into your body and really kind of makes everything get out. So
yeah, that's good.
Because we could pick up a lot of stuff, and there are times we need to stop all that, right?
Yeah. Hey, one last point on that makes me feel like it's working for me too, and I have to force myself to do it.
Yeah.
But the more like crappy like processed food I eat, the more crappy and processed I feel. Like, like I just feel like worse. Even if it's like healthy processed food, I just don't feel as good as when I'm eating like vegetables and like healthy food that's like organic, preferably. Like I just feel it might be a total mental thing, or it might actually be like a physiological thing, but I just feel better and more positive and happy generally when I'm eating like good, solid food. So.
Well, they say it has a higher frequency to it, right? So, and if you operate at a higher frequency, putting crap in there is going to make you feel bad. So that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Complete sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right.
Yeah.
A couple other questions and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Because I got to go. I'm going to actually go work out after this. I think I'm going to go bike ride. I've been doing a bit of bike riding lately and I've been enjoying it. I popped 2 tires at the same time the other day, though. I don't know what I hit, but just that was fun.
Yeah.
How about this one? Other than flipping, what other ways to invest should we avoid during this time? I mean, I wouldn't buy vacation rentals right now at this moment, but that said, like this will this will come back. Let's say 6 weeks from now, 12 weeks from now, 20 weeks from now, who cares? When everyone starts traveling again, vacation rentals will be back. So if you bought now, rehab now, you might have a really good opportunity down the road. I would probably not buy high-end rentals, and I probably wouldn't buy office parks. I think how many businesses are going to be like, wait, why do we have an office? Like, let's get out of this lease and just have our people work from home. I think that's going to be a thing. So I would not do that, but I don't know. Yeah.
Like, I think the real thing is really put some time into the worst case scenario of your decisions.
Yeah.
Especially those high disc profiles that are optimistic to a fault, like those ones, like, really what is the worst case scenario? Put a little bit more time and energy into that. Is this an opportunity? Is this opportunity going to be there in 30 days or 60 days? You may need to, sitting on cash right now is better than losing your shirt in 2 months.
Yep.
So be smart, be smarter. Like right now, life is not going to let you be sloppy, right? You gotta dial it in more.
Yeah. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, the virus sucks and the whole thing sucks, right? But like, this is like I said this other day on a Instagram Live. This is the moment where we can dial in the fundamentals. Like, go back to the fundamentals, what everyone was losing sight of, including, I would even say I was losing sight of some fundamentals, where it was just so easy to make money in real estate in so many ways that, like, it's like, well, I'll do this and this and this, and everything just was working. Everyone had the Midas touch. Now it's time to go back to what actually matters. Let's dial this in, because what'd you say? Life's not going to let you be sloppy right now. I love that.
Yeah. Focus. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Dial it in. Fundamentals. Yep.
Steven said, what's something you could do every day, almost every day, to help stay productive? What do you do to stay productive?
Well, what does productive mean?
Good question.
I would say,
focus on coach's answer. I love that.
Coach's answer. Number one, focus on outcomes over actions. Right? Yep. OPA, outcome, purpose, action. OPA, outcome, purpose, action. That's like, ask yourself, what are my top 3 outcomes for the day?
Yep.
What are my top 3 outcomes for the week? Get it done. And if right now you've got more time than you normally do, instead of expecting to have 40 hours of work, if you only have 16 hours of work, consider yourself doing a 2-day work week. Because if you sit at your desk expecting to have work and you only have 8 hours of work over 40, you're not going to get anything done.
Yep.
Because an open calendar is the worst thing for productivity.
Horrible. Yeah.
It's horrible. So maybe you work from 8 to 10 every day. That's it.
Yeah.
That's when you crank it, get in there. Focus on that.
Yeah, that's huge because, like, yeah, it's like Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time you allotted for it. So if you have 40 hours to get done with like 9 things, you'll take 40 hours. If you have 2 hours, you'll get done in those 2 hours. That is such a good point. You know, I would add like the one thing I do every day, and this isn't just a sales pitch because you can do it on a workbook if you wanted to, but I use my journal like every day. This makes me feel more productive, right? Because the whole point of it is like outcomes. Like I always say, like, what's the number one most important thing I need to get done this week? What's the number one most important thing to get done this today? And like that, I even phrase it like this. I think somewhere it's like, oh yeah, I can consider today a win if I blank. Just answering that question is like, look, if everything else went wrong today and I was feeling like crap and I didn't get anything and I just was awful, where could I look back at the end of today and go, you know what? I know I had a crap day. I know I sat around and watched 7 hours of Tiger King, but I did blank. So boom, I moved my business forward. I moved the ball down the field. And if we can do that, if we can do that, it's huge. And so like then I feel good too, because like I don't have to be all depressed about me watching too much TV or whatever. I did my most important next step. I did my thing. I did my work. So yeah, that's been big for me. It's just that daily journaling and identifying what is that outcome. Yep. Cool.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent. That's good. Absolutely.
Well, this is good. This was awesome. Where can people find out more about you, Jason, and your coaching if they want to work with you or your team?
Yeah, you can just Jason Drees Coaching. I'm on Instagram. Check there. If you want a free disc profile, you can click the send on my profile. You can send a text to text Coach Jason to 474747. Just check. It's in my Instagram bio.
Okay.
I'm gonna do an Instagram live coaching, just open coaching tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. If you want some coaching, whoever raises their hand first gets free coaching. I'm going to do it on the spot there. And it looks like I'm probably going to be launching a mastermind in May. So if you're interested in connecting with like-minded individuals, send me a message and I'll get some information out.
Awesome. Very cool, man.
Excellent.
Well, thank you for thanks for doing this today. This was fun.
Yeah, this was definitely fun. Yeah, and hope this thing gets down soon so we can continue our vacation.
Agreed.
Vacation.
Agreed.
One day.
Well, thanks, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. See you, man. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. So that was our chat with Jason Drees. Yeah, he's awesome. He's been my performance coach for a couple of years now. Super good guy. So be sure you guys are following him. I'll try to do some more Instagram lives later this week, maybe even later today. I don't know. Trying to bring on some more people as well, talk real estate investing, stuff to get through this stuff. So with that, I'm going to head out of here. Thank you guys for BiggerPockets.com. My name is Brandon, Beardy Brandon here on Instagram. Signing off.